And we are live. Let's see. Is it on? Is it working? Seems to be on, but it doesn't seem to be on at the same time. Hey there, everybody. And how's everyone doing this afternoon? Oh, righty then. I'm back. You guys know these lovely gentlemen right here, right? You got Fanatic. This is my band. You got Fanatics of Film on the bass. On the drums, you got Death by Saber. He beats the hell out of them drums.
Yes.
He beats the hell out of a lot of things.
Happy by Saber.
Happy by Saber?
Yeah.
By Saber? So you're bisaberly sexual?
Bisaberly curious.
Bisaberly curious.
His sabers are bisexual. They love to saber each other.
So does that mean that Darth Maul's lightsaber is bi-curious or bi-saberly curious?
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy had that canon changed.
Hey guys, so I'm going to introduce the Sentinel. Thanks for joining me. Glad you can be part. Apollo Patriot says, "Greek god here."
Apollo Patriot's hilarious, man. Sentinel is
My
you guys are
favorite
both
Greek
really
god
hilarious.
is Athena because she's sexy.
Hell.
I had friends in college that had a giant dog named Athena, and she's this big yellow lab, and she was a force of nature. Athena, goddess of the toilet. She drank a lot of toilet water.
I don't even know what she's the goddess of. She's the goddess of, what is she the goddess? Not of love, right? I don't think she's the goddess of love.
Snatch
The goddess
goddess.
of the snatch goddess.
Toilet paper. It's confirmed. I just looked it up. She's the goddess of toilet paper.
Well, then we definitely gotta pray to her because
No.
that's the one thing we need the most.
She's the god of wisdom, war, and toilet paper.
She's the god of teepee.
TP.
People have been praying to Athena all around the world. Goddess, we need the teepee. My bunghole cannot stand this injustice.
That's like the one thing. That's the one thing that destroys us all. Just wipes us out completely, or actually creates a real T virus or a real virus that creates actual zombies. It's just people not being able to wipe their own asses.
You know, it's funny. It would be really funny if we actually found out that the real secret conspiracy to why TP is missing is because little aliens have been going into every Walmart, secretly buying our toilet paper. We will invade. We can't invade them normally. We shall destroy their buttholes, and they will not be able to.
Let us
They'll be too embarrassed to fight back.
exploit their weakness. Toilet paper is their weakness.
We will render them useless by making their asses dirty as hell. Their bungholes will be so dirty they won't even know what to do with themselves. They'll be just frozen, and their ass cheeks will just be totally swelling up into nothing.
And then you have another little alien saying, "But sir, aren't we supposed to be anal probing them? How can we do it now?" And they'll be like, "Good.
Oh no!
Oh no, we didn't think this through. Anal probing is out of the question for the next 3 months." Aliens are social distancing from our buttholes for 3 months.
We have to social distance ourselves from our own buttholes. And
this is the kind of conversation you get, the intellectual conversation you get on Shanie and on Shanieology right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Resident Evil was right.
So you got to read that like Darth Vader does at the end of Return of the Jedi. Resident Evil was right, because he says you were right. All right, never mind.
Resident Evil was right.
Well, he says it. He says it when he has the mask off. He says, "You were right." Anyway. All right. Never mind. All right. Continue.
Tell your sister you were right.
Yes. Tell your sister. Resident Evil was right. Okay. Whatever.
Tell your sister you were right. Resident Evil was right.
Tell your sister it was I who chopped your hand off.
Do you guys think that Arnold Schwarzenegger should be in everything?
Yes.
I just think he makes everything funnier. Just funnier, like if he was like in every movie we saw, like let's say every modern movie that we can't stand, just throw Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, like for every character, you know, just have him read out all the lines. Just replace him with even Ray. Replace him with every character in the new Star Wars series. Would it make it that much more palatable?
Arnold as Superman.
Well, that reminds me of like the what was it, the Last Jedi, the anti-feminist edit or the anti-female edit or something, whatever it was. Someone put out an edit of the Last Jedi immediately, like literally like a month after the movie was still in the theaters, and it was like the anti-fem. I can't remember what it was called, but it was just like, and then the promo of it was like no women having ideas. It just reminds me of like if you had just replaced everything with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like every character with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that'd be pretty funny.
We should do that. We should actually do, you and I. We should do that. DBS. We should do like one of your Star Wars from a disturbing point of view. We should do one of those with just Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger as Captain Marvel. That would be funny because Schwarzenegger was in Captain Marvel. Remember, Captain Marvel shot Arnold Schwarzenegger when she first lands into Blockbuster. Remember, she gets up and she shoots him.
I never saw the movie,
so
but I heard
it'd be Arnold Schwarzenegger shooting himself. He'd be like, the whole. I just think having Arnold. Hello there, how are you? In anything, just why? Even just like not even being like in character, but being himself. Be like, how come you're so powerful with the Force? What the hell is this? You didn't even train. With your bastard, what the hell? Who is your daddy, and what does he do? Hey, Kylo Ren, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. Hasta la vista, Solo.
Even when there's like the girl power moments, so the two girls are like I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, but I know that there's like girl power moments where like we're getting in a jet together and we're two girls together, like have them just both be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you go, girlfriend. Yes, let's do it. Just at least.
I'm gonna learn the rotoscope and we're gonna make that
Birds of Prey with all Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, girls. Let's teach these men what's for. We can handle anything. We're the greatest. Him in his like a little bikini, like Venus de Milo. Remember Jim Carrey was Venus de Milo.
Living Color.
You remember that? In Living Color?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
Venus de Milo.
I'm trying to remember Venus de Milo. It's hard to remember all of his characters because there were so many, but then only a few of them like managed to gain some traction or gain some.
There was Jim Carrey with two with pigtails and a
that's right,
bikini top.
Well, yeah, that was right. Hi, I'm Venus de Milo. He had this like, he was like a non-binary,
right,
transgender guy,
and now he would just be torn apart.
And he has that horse. Remember, he used to go. He used to laugh like a horse.
Yeah, Wilford.
And then he has the workout. What about the workout videos? Oh my gosh!
The Sentinel says Mad TV. You know what? Mad TV would be not allowed at all today. Like not like just think about the things that he did. They had Handyman. Remember Handyman?
I didn't see enough of Bad TV. I didn't see enough of Bad TV. I only saw little pieces. That was a time when I was not watching any TV.
It was a handicapped superhero who used to walk around like this. I am Handyman. Like he would not be allowed to do that at all anymore. So that's not Mad TV. I'm talking about. Sorry, that's not Mad TV. I'm talking about In Living Color. That was from Living Color.
Yeah, because Living Color.
Sorry. Yeah, got them confused.
Okay, no, that's easy to do because they were both up the same aisle. You know.
He did Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, that was Living Color.
Marshal Bill. Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill was hilarious. Jim Carrey had a lot of really good characters in them. That's when let me tell you something. He had no eyebrows. He was all burnt up in his face.
the way those skits were shot was brilliant. Like no budget whatsoever, and they just like put an explosion here, and just let him just go to town. They were just so good, so good.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Well,
thought of these characters when he was living in his car.
he had remember that guy Damon Wayans played that guy, that hobo, that bum on the street that would walk around with a pickle, and then the pickle like he was like his little personal shit he was taking everywhere. Do you remember that?
I don't.
He was like half drunk, like a crackhead, and he had like a jar that had one pickle in it, but it was like him carrying his
I remember that. I think Chappelle stole that idea. Chappelle made his own version of that.
Did he?
Didn't South Park steal that idea too? It's kind of Mr. Hanky, kind of. I don't know.
Chappelle had his lips all white. I forgot his name. I forgot that character name, but I remember the one you're talking about. He was also the head. He was also the head detective, where he's just the head.
Yes. Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head. He had like his shoes.
Yeah.
Because wasn't he like blown up? Like he blew up in like an accident or something, and then he had to attach his head to his shoes.
Oh my gosh, I have them. Dude, I have like season 1 and 2 and 3 all on a VHS still from Living Color. I have them on I bought it on VHS. It's like I got to get that stuff transferred over.
Yeah, no. To me, that was one of the funniest of all time sketch comedy shows. It had such a brilliant cast too,
and it was so unique and fresh, and it was so like ballsy in comparison to SNL, because you'd like watch SNL and it was still fine and fun, but then it was like ridiculously tame when you saw characters that Jim Carrey came up with and the Wayans brothers were doing.
My biggest problem with SNL is that the show was always front loaded. The first half hour was always the best because that's where they put the best skits.
Right.
But my problem with SNL was always that the length of the skits were way too long. They drag on way beyond the joke. Like the punchline is done, and they just keep doing the punchline over and over again until it's just like, all right, can we go to commercial now? It's like they never have an actual punchline. It's just they keep this running gag the whole time.
Dry humor.
Like and you put your weed in there. That one from SNL. Remember that one?
Stuff that Bob Hope would laugh at. A Bob Hope comedy.
Old SNL is still the best for me. I mean, even older, but like the 70s, even before our time. I still think like that period where they had like Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. Those are still for me the best times, like the best SNL.
I mean, for me, it was Chris Farley. I mean, don't get me wrong. All those guys were hilarious, but I could not stop laughing whenever Chris Farley was on screen. Anytime. I don't know. Chris
Farley was one of the best ones there.
For me personally, anytime he entered the screen, he would just be he would steal the show, and all of a sudden, it's just the funniest thing. For me, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. He was just hilarious. One of the greatest. I think he was one of the funniest people.
He was funny as hell, but he always questioned how funny he was. He was always asking David Spade, "Was that funny? Was that funny?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, that was funny." Because I know the David Spade interview kept saying that he would always be like, "I don't know if that was funny."
Oh well, that's because that was a character that he created. You're talking about that, right? Talking about the character that
no, in real life, that's what he was always like, unsure.
Yeah.
My second favorite generation was still the one with Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, because anytime he did Bush, I was on the floor. Or Ross Perot, when he would do Ross Perot, Dana Carvey would do Ross Perot and George Bush. Like senior. I just was on the floor every single time. I just used to love. Here's what we're gonna do, or he'd do. Hold on there. Now. I'm gonna buy you, sell you, sell you again. Remember, this Ross Perot was just—I loved it. It was on point. And yeah, hooray! Okay, welcome to Shane's World. Pretty on, Wayne. Pretty on. Or even he had such classic characters like Sprockets and like those to me were some of the best. And Kevin, actually, what's his name? Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman was also.
Yeah. What a tragic dude. He was his sass. Do you remember his skits that he's like, "Hi, I'm senior editor of Sassy Magazine. And I got some damn sassy characters here with me today. You want to see my sassy boys?" Like
You know, and Will Ferrell, when he first came on, he wasn't funny at all. He was pretty dry.
Yeah,
and
I wasn't a big fan of his.
Well,
In
if
the
you see,
SNL, I wasn't.
well, did you see Will Ferrell's audition tape? His audition like reel is
No.
pretty insane. Like,
Yeah.
well, his audition reel is like literally all the characters that I mean, not all of them, but like probably 50% of the characters that are like the most famous, and he put them out there. So it's like, he had ideas already before he was even doing it. So anyway, I don't know.
I haven't watched SNL in a long time. Like I haven't really like I used to watch it religiously, and I don't know. I haven't been able to bring myself to watching it anymore.
Another character I liked was Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he did the news, yeah, that whole generation was fired. Did you know that?
Yeah.
With like they were like what do you call it? What's his name? Because they were all stand-up comics, and they weren't. There was a big rule that you couldn't have stand-up comics working in SNL. They had to have people from Second City or people who were good in sketch comedy. And for that time, they always had sketch comedy people up. For the first time in like SNL, they hired a whole bunch of stand-up comedians, and the ratings were dropping. And this is the time of what's his name? Like Norm Macdonald and a whole bunch of them. They just what the heck was his name? Booby Dooby Doo. You know what's his name? Adam Sandler. They were all fired. And they all got canned. I never like the whole
all the same time. Really?
Yeah, they all got fired.
Wow.
Because the ratings were at the lowest they had ever been.
Well, it's like, what do they do? Just rehire a bunch of people? Like that's insane.
They probably had a bunch of interns and stuff that they were already because that's how Saturday Night Night Live works, right? They have a whole bunch of writers that are writing, and then they have the performers, and you kind of have to graduate from writing to performing. So, hey, Rhodes Rants, thanks for showing up, man. How's it doing? How's it going, man? How are you doing on this? Are you keeping your social distance from the world?
Yeah.
Blue women from Star Wars are hot. Apollo Patriot.
Well, that's a joke. That's a joke that's passing back from my or I don't know if it is, but he was talking about. We were talking about Star Wars women from Star Wars, and we were talking about in general. I think both Sentinel and Apollo Patriot. We were actually talking about some cool stuff about Ahsoka, and I actually said that Ahsoka. Rosario. So there's this whole story going on with Rosario Dawson. We'll just really quickly jump into, and we could just jump out of it anytime soon.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
But just so Rosario Dawson is, you guys heard about this, right? Everybody knows. Yeah. Okay. So she's going to be Ahsoka. Apparently, this is it's not like officially, but apparently, according to Screen Rant, Peter Soretta, whatever. They're saying that she is. SJW cancel culture has now latched itself onto Rosario Dawson, and she is going to get torched. I mean, it's like they're eating themselves. So apparently there's allegations of her being a transphobe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, so what we were talking about different women that could play Ahsoka, and I was saying that Rosario Dawson was the wrong choice. I was saying that Melissa O'Neill would be better. And Sentinel pointed out the girl who played I want to say it's Sue something. She was the girl who played the Terminator in the Terminator series from the 90s.
Oh yeah, I can't know what you're talking about.
Her name escapes me. I'm sorry, Sentinel. I know that you mentioned her, and she is beautiful. She's amazing. She's been in a lot of stuff recently too. She was in. I think she was actually in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But anyway, whatever. So we were just talking about all the beautiful women, and Apollo Patriot prefers blue Star Wars women. So blue Twilight.
If we're gonna go for casting Ahsoka, I have to throw my hat in the ring and say Arnold Schwarzenegger should be Ahsoka. Arnold could play anybody. He's definitely going to be Ahsoka. I'm a Jedi now. Look at me.
I must leave now, Anakin. Jedi has lost their way.
That is something that we could do. Is we just need to insert Arnold Schwarzenegger in every Star Wars scene possible and ruin it for every. Yeah, that'd be great.
He could do a Jabba the Hutt. Be like, just. He could be Chewbacca. He could be everything. Don't do it. I'm going to shoot first.
we'll have to do it. We're just DBS and I will just make all these videos, and then we'll have you do all the voices and just put just Arnold Schwarzenegger voices in everybody.
Get to the Falcon instead of get to the chopper. Get to the Falcon.
Luke, you cannot leave. We need you here on the farm. Don't move. I'll kill you. Hey, I want to be a Jedi like my father.
Okay.
No deal.
Okay, do Aunt Beru calling for Luke as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Luke, get over here now.
Finish your goddamn blue milk now.
You got to make the blue milk now. Do it. Stop whining.
and she's like throwing this stuff into the little, she's like throwing the stuff into the blenders and the food machine. She's like just breaking shit just all over the place. She's all throwing it too hard.
Judge me by my size, do you?
So good. So good.
And he's Luke too. You're impossible. No. Do it. Do it now. Use the Force. Wasn't asking.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it. We'll just ruin all of Star Wars with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm tired of your old ways, Lord Vader.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Obi-Wan telling Luke the story about his dad.
What about the goddamn pilot? I hate them. I'll kill all the sand. I hate it now. Hey, Sand, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. Hasta la vista, Dune.
Oh my god. That's so good.
Is social distancing the same? Then yeah, I'm practicing social distancing. Apollo, she attack a chopper. Get to the chopper, Luke. No! No, get to the Millennium Falcon. No! Hey, Vegas Lights, how's it going?
You know what I would love to see? Okay, so who's Watto? Arnold Schwarzenegger as Watto. What do you think?
Watto is the guy. Hey, little Annie, what are you doing? I am your father. You're my slave, little Annie. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. That pod race is not going to drive.
The best is like the best would be the scene between him and Qui-Gon Jinn. No, you won't. No, you won't. When he's trying to get his mind.
Mind tricks don't work on me. You son of a bitch. I'll crush you. Give in to the dark side of the Force. Do it now, Luke. Yeah.
That needs to be done.
We're doing good. We're doing well. As you can tell, we're social distancing from our brains.
Yes, we are. Oh my gosh. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next little bit. I mean, how full cities are being shut down and then, torn down. Philadelphia is, now the real purge, apparently, from what I've been reading. People are not getting arrested for stealing cars. You guys hear about that? You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't heard.
No.
So Philadelphia is like, I mean, there's some craziness. They're just the police force is short staffed.
Well, they don't want to be around people.
Well, I mean,
aren't
there cities where like they've let prisoners go? I heard in Iran and in Brazil, like they just let like thousands of prisoners just leave because they didn't have enough guards. So they just did you hear about that? Like there's like thousands of prisoners just being let loose. I wonder if the U.S. if you guys are going to get to that state where you just said like let out all the prisoners because there's not enough guards to keep them.
Dude, this is great. This is crazy. We got to start getting.
Hey, Vegas Lights. Hi, yeah, we're doing fine. We're just it's the end of the world weekend. This video is called "End of the World Live Stream Weekend."
End of the world live stream. This is the end of the world, and you know it. And I feel fine.
I mean, well, I'm just gonna like coronavirus city shut down, not slowing violent crime in Philadelphia. Apparently, this was today. So yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, we don't need to get into details of that, but people are, there's violence in the streets. So if you are safe where you are, wonderful, good for you, and I'm glad that you're okay. So hopefully everybody's okay.
I hasn't reached that.
Shanie's
like that in
Canadian, learn
California.
something new every day.
Yeah, that's
You
why
guys didn't know I was Canadian? Take off, eh? You didn't know I was Canadian? Yeah, I'm a hoser, eh?
He's from you're from the same city as Jim Carrey, right? That leads us to the first topic we were going to talk about, right?
Yes, I am. Jim Carrey. Hello there. And how are you doing this afternoon? Oh, righty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
You need to stand up and show your butt and talk with your butt like Jim Carrey.
Asshole mio.
You're gonna skip that one, huh?
Like to ask you a few questions.
I'd like to ask you a few questions. That was like my favorite movie. I watched it a zillion times.
I bought that on VHS. I bought it on DVD. I have several copies of it, and I love it too. It's one of my favorites of best. And he turned it down. Apparently, do you know the story of that? Did he
No.
turn it? I heard that he turned it down. I'll have to look that up and get back to you on that. But I heard that he turned it down a couple of times, and just because he didn't want to, he was afraid of getting put into that same type of thing.
Typecast.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about Jim Carrey? Do you want to talk about the madness that's happening with Rosario Dawson? Anybody?
No, talk about the Dawson.
Okay.
Let's go back into the topic.
We're going to come back to Jim Carrey though, because that's I want to hear the story that you were going to tell me, but we ended up going live because we were starting to talk about it, and we were like, let's go live. So, Lucasfilm Hate Mob. This is on Disney Star Wars is Dumb. This is Ichibaka, the great Ichibaka. He's a real journalist, whereas all the people who get paid are fake, lying bastards. And this is a real person who likes to tell the truth. Lucasfilm Hate Mob begins to form around Rosario. So the NSJW lunacy marches forward. As SJW lunacy marches forward, Lucasfilm representatives join in the cacophony for justice against Rosario Dawson. Where are the accusations even true? Were they even true? Probably not. But that won't stop the SJWs from having a party, which normal people refer to as mass hysteria. So E.K. Johnston. Do you guys know who E.K. Johnston is? She's the writer of the Ahsoka novel. Okay, she wrote the Ahsoka novel. And Ray Carson. Do you want to share the screen? Well, I don't know. We don't have to share the screen. Well, I got to find it on my other computer here. Sorry. Ray Carson is the one who wrote the Rise of Skywalker novelization. Okay, these are two women who actually are feminists who hate men, and they're writing for Lucasfilm. E.K. John. So the response to the directly on the Twitter thread to the announcement that Rosario Dawson is going to play Ahsoka, E.K. Johnson says no. She's the first responder. She's like, no, because they all think that she's like transphobic or something. Like, this is just so ridiculous. Okay, let me pull this up here.
Is she transphobic though?
No, so this is, let me pull up the article here. It's right here. I've got it shared.
Make me a sandwich, Apollo Patriots.
Serve me a fur burger.
There we go. Here's the screen and share. There you go. It's right there. Do you see it?
I see it.
Do you see it?
I see it now.
Okay, great. So, all right, let's just jump into this. So there. Oh wait. All right. Okay. So again, there's his book, Disney Star Wars is Dumb, and go check out his channel. He's got some great journalistic work. So EK, here we go. No, Ray Carson. Also, apparently Dawson is a gross person. My joy meter just went from 10 to 0. Oh no. So that's the person. She's the person who wrote the novelization for The Rise of Skywalker, and she just can't stop tweeting about how she hates men. It's just ridiculous. These people I don't know what is wrong with these people. Anyway.
But what proof is it that do they have that
They're gonna get to that right here. So Ahsoka, the Ahsoka fandom did all this emotional processing 2 years ago, so I'm here for you. Ooh. It's like they're just like so full of themselves. Right here. So here's what happened. Rosario Dawson and her family sued over alleged transphobic. Let's see. Let's pull this up right here. Let's see. Rosario Dawson and her family sued over alleged. Just pulling up. Is it going to that page or not? Is it going to that page? You guys see that?
No.
I see it. No.
Oh yeah. It's real small though.
Okay, I'm trying to pull this up. Let me just unshare. Just unshare that, and I'll grab the right link because it just takes several links and then it doesn't follow the link. Let me just grab this. I should
think about Ray Carson in French maid outfit. That would be hot.
and actually cleaning some countertops.
Let's see. Stop share that. Okay, share screen.
Scrubbing a toilet. Restocking the toilet paper.
I mean, it's silly because it's probably like a false accusation, but pseudo her
alleged.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson and her family sued over alleged transphobic assault.
The actor and girlfriend of presidential candidate Cory Booker. I didn't know that. I didn't know she was dating Cory Booker. I thought Cory Booker was, the other way. Alleged attacked a transgender employee in Los Angeles, the lawsuit claims. So, okay. The transgender man alleges that the actor Rosario Dawson and her family subjected him to transphobic harassment and violent abuse, according to it's like how can you trust anyone? It's like everyone lies so much that it's like how can you even trust any of this? Because everybody lies. Like it's whenever the word alleged is in here, it's like I have no idea because especially here we're on NBC. You guys lie. So how can I trust
Johnny Depp allegedly beat up Amber Heard.
If they would have put the word alleged in a bigger font, alleged, And
okay.
I thought Cory Booker was gay. The Sentinel says.
That's exactly what I just said. I thought so too, but it's like, okay, well, how dare we assume his ensuality, his whatever. So Dawson 40 is the girlfriend. Okay, blah blah blah. The suit filed Friday. Alleges that Dawson and 3 members of her family violated Derek Finley's civil rights by discriminating against him for transgender status. Like that's the problem, is that they want to be specially treated. So she probably didn't treat him specially.
The men's room. She said the men's room's over there.
Yeah, or something like that. Like it's probably something so stupid. And of course, it's not going to be here because we're on NBC News, so they're not going to shed light on the real situation.
Well, the fact that they didn't shed it they didn't get into details to me proves that there were, it's something she probably said something against athletes. She probably said something like athletes. She doesn't think that transgender athletes should be in the Olympics or something like that. And right away, that makes her a transphobe.
She said
because she thinks that
she said transgender men shouldn't be doing striptease dances to little girls' birthdays.
Shouldn't be giving lap dances at little girls' tea parties.
or just the fact that transgender, maybe man to woman, shouldn't be competing on the woman's side. Maybe something like that, because like real feminists understand that that's actually a detriment to real women's rights. Like that's an actual problem. Let's see. The suit led Friday. Okay, so family violated Derek, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Neither the family's lawyer, Alan Kossoff, nor representatives for Rosario Dawson immediately responded. Okay, blah, blah. So, yeah, it just looks like Finley, 55, moved from Beacon, New York to Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't really go into any detail here. Immediately after Finley came out as a transgender, the family misgendered him multiple times each day with deliberate indifference as the appropriate way to address Mr. Finley. So once again, misgendering is assault, right? That's assault. That's what they're anyway. That's probably
you can call somebody anything you want, any other name, but it's not assault. But anytime you go against some, and anyway, what
Miss
we're
Finley.
talking about.
I said, "Hi, Miss Finley." And he got all butthurt over that.
That's why. But how old is Ahsoka supposed to be anyway in this? Do you know? I thought Ahsoka started off as a child, isn't that? I thought they were gonna have Ahsoka as a kid and then grow up. I mean, isn't that how it was? Wasn't Ahsoka started off as a child and then?
It seems like in the Clone Wars. It seems like she was in her 20s, early 20s.
Yeah, and this is in The Mandalorian. So The Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, she's already got some wrinkles. And
I wanted to bring up something the Sentinel said on my last video that we talked about. He pointed this out. This is like so true. It's ridiculous. They should have had Darth Vader kill Ahsoka in Rebels, in that Rebels episode where they meet, instead of trying to bring in the World Between Worlds. Ryan Cannell, RK Outpost, he was talking about how they just created the World Between Worlds. They created time travel to save Ahsoka's life. They should have just had Darth Vader kill Ahsoka. That would have made sense. But here we are. We have Ahsoka alive when Luke Skywalker is alive. So it's like, why didn't Ahsoka team up with Luke Skywalker to fight Darth Vader? She was just hanging around somewhere else. She was just over this way.
She's on Luke's island.
She could have been in the stolen shuttle.
Warm for Luke.
She could have been in the cargo bay of that stolen Imperial shuttle they use to get on Endor.
She was in the cargo bay.
Yeah.
That's raising porgs on an island.
Oh, and then sitting next to her could be Ezra Bridger.
Yeah, exactly. The two incredibly powerful people are alive during the time of when Luke Skywalker is supposed to be the New Hope, right? Did you want to share my screen? So there's some funny stuff here, or do you want to? We'll see if it's funny.
Go ahead. Sorry,
it's no, it's totally fine. Like if it's not funny,
do it now.
If it's not doing now, if it's not funny, we'll just drop it. I know that there's.
If it's not funny, I'll do it in an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, and I'll make it funny.
There we go.
It's not a Twitter. It's not a Twitter.
I'll read Twitter in Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Eric Johnson says no deal, no dice, negative. And
then Ray Carson, the writer of The Rise of Skywalker.
Also, apparently, Dawson is a gross person. My joy meter went from 10 to 0. It's too humorous to do it like that because we're not getting the full impact of how douchey these comments.
Yep, Ahsoka fandom did all this emotional processing 2 years ago, so I'm here for you.
It's E.K. Johnston. So once again, these are the writers of the story group of Lucasfilm. These people are idiots. Like they're not signing off on Rosario Dawson because they believe some bullshit story on NBC. Do any of us think for 1 second that Rosario Dawson would judge anyone and misgender someone and do it on purpose? I doubt that actually happened. You know, she's a knowledgeable person. She's a self-aware person. Anyway, I have no idea. Whatever. Who cares? Okay.
Ray Carson says, "Jesus and thank you. I need a snuggle or something." and
then Ray Lovert says, "This thread was a roller coaster." These people are just ridiculous. Let's see what else.
They're a bunch of warriors, new warriors. That's going to be the new slang for social justice warriors. The new warriors.
The new warriors.
Considering
Captain Snowflake. Captain Snowflake coming at you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here's the next meme. Will be Captain Snowflake beating up Rosario Dawson for being a transphobe.
and then the other guy, what's his name? Safe space.
Yes.
Snowflake in a safe space after she doesn't catch the coronavirus because they weren't adhering to the regulations.
After they all beat up Rosario Dawson to a bloody pulp.
They beat her up, then they sanitize their hands
onto the bridge.
They wash their hands for 20 seconds. Yeah. Reciting the alphabet.
50 seconds just so that they don't get any of her cooties. They're not even worried about the corona. They don't want cooties.
So dumb, man.
Mantise's mean face. This is the Mantise's mean face because considering that the actor has been accused of being violently transphobic, this casting is highly disappointing to me.
violently transphobic. The word violence means nothing to these people.
Yeah.
Like violently when I hear the word violently transphobic, I think of some guy walking down the street like a just some girl, guy, girl, whatever, walk down the street and all of a sudden some trans person's walking down the street and all of a sudden a group of 80s thugs walk up to him with like a bunch of mohawks and ears and swastikas tattooed and just be like, hey there, trans, and they just jump him and start beating on him. That's violently transphobic.
Yep.
Somebody just say, how are you doing? Like, just someone said, I like my pronouns as they and them, and you called me a he and a her. So this is violence against me.
I'm a man, like that one guy that snapped.
The best a ma'am can get. That's what that was.
I'm a man. That guy was like crazy. That guy was insane.
The guy, he looked like in the movie Dumber and Dumber, the Jim Carrey's co-star.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell if he was real, if he was being real, or if it was just like this was a spoof. Like the guy had a beard. Like didn't he have like stubble all over his face? He was just like, I'm a man. Like, dude, you should at least pass the optics test. At least have us think a little bit. There's some people that you really have to figure out, like, isn't it? I don't know. And just to be safe, I'll call it a I won't say anything. But
if you would have put on some bright red lipstick, he would, it would, oh, okay, yes, ma'am.
The Joker looked more like a ma'am than he did.
Really quick, can you highlight Apollo Patriot? He says, I think about Ray Carson in a French maid outfit. That would be hot. So this is Ray Carson. Yes, I can imagine. Yes, that's our next
outfit.
I'm gonna put her in a French maid outfit. Yeah, there you go.
Bending over, scrubbing the toilet, and you could see her thong. Nice.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah, that's they have no idea what violence is. Oh my gosh.
Ugh, somebody just reminded me of that. Fuck. Ugh.
Sorry about the swear. Yeah, so ridiculous, pretty stupid, pretty silly. Disney Star Wars is dumb.
I don't know, man. I don't. It's kind of sad. Like, since I've been away, a lot of shit has happened. Like Doctor Who apparently blew up. I know. It's just it's gotten insane. And in fact, I remember that guy I told you I showed you his YouTube channel. What the hell is it? Literary Devil? Remember we watched one of Literature Devil. Remember I said we watched one of his videos together. He had the one about Ray that we watched.
Yes, that was actually great.
He has another really good one called "Are We Watching Movies Wrong?" Which is just a fantastic watch. You got to watch that one of these days. Where he talks about that's what he pretty much he talks about, like our expectations and how we're watching films and how they think we should be watching films and stuff. And anyway, he was talking about just they were talking about like how this culture is trying to change. They're trying to change culture, like how Marxism is trying to consistently change. It's trying purposefully to rewrite history.
Yeah.
Because to right the wrongs, like they did in ancient Egypt. Like they used to carve out the faces of the old pharaohs and the old gods. It's like that's what they're trying to do now, like they did before. They're trying to just carve off the faces of all our heroes and stuff, and then replaster new faces to rewrite history. Because that's what it's about. That's really what it's about. It's not about women in power. It's not about any of that. It's about rewriting history and righting the wrongs that we've done. It's a man. Doctor Who being a man isn't right. Doctor Who has to be a black little girl. Apparently, that's what Doctor Who was always meant to be, a black little girl. Being abused over and over again. That's what the creator of Doctor
the fandom is rejecting all this. The fandom is rejecting all this. It's like they're trying to do an organ transplant, and the body's rejecting that new organ. Like, no, doesn't belong.
Dude, that's an awesome analogy. That's a great metaphor. That's a great analogy of that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
it's like it's always the incumbent powers is what they want to do is they come in and we go, well, we got to take over the power, we got to take over, and then what they do is they shave off. Like you can go to Egypt, and they've done that to many pharaohs and stuff where they carve, and I think Rome did that too. And yeah, they're just doing this. It's like history repeating itself. This new generation wants to. Ghostbusters has to be a girl. James Bond has to be a girl. We got to make sure that in Picard he gets castrated in every scene by every woman all the time. We have to castrate Luke on an island.
So,
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you, man. But I think that do you want to? This is just my prediction. So I think that because. So the comic book industry, if you guys listen to Yellow Flash, he's been talking about the comic book industry a lot, and this is interesting stuff because especially now we're seeing. I thought for sure the comic industry was going to go away like this year or next year, and then the movie theater at least industry would have at least maybe 5 years tops before it died a horrible death. And to me, it looks now like they both might die together. Like if this doesn't change, if something doesn't change soon, if we don't get out of this craziness that we're in right now, if we're still like all on house arrest or whatever you want to call this that we're in right now, we're in our own quarantined house arrest mode now. Like my regular job, we're all going home. There's 300 people at the center where I work, and we're all going home. They're sending us home with our computers. I'm going to be working from home now. It's weird. Anyway, the point is that it doesn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I just wanted to make sure I got Wookiee Supremacy. Thank you for joining us. Glad you can make it. My Dixie wrecked. Thank you for coming. She says, yep. He says, yeah. Wookiee, Tommy, greetings. How you doing, man? Random Brad Creator. Thank you for joining. So I just had to get to the chat.
My Dixie wrecked.
My Dixie wrecked.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but we had to.
Somebody wrecked my Dixie. Is that my dildo or my car? I have no idea.
Wrecked my Dixie.
Sorry, no, I apologize.
Do you know how all these new movies coming out, right? They're all woke and stuff. Like there needs to be like a studio like Miramax to come out and just be anti whatever is popular, and they'll be the studio that makes the most money, But Miramax was acquired by Disney, so that kind of sucks.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they need a new studio like that.
Disney needs to buy everything. They're going to buy everything. The minute they buy YouTube, we're done. Well, if they buy YouTube, we're done.
Well, one of the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're good. In order for us to be monetized, we're all going to having to wear mouse ears at all times.
Just
tote the company line.
Yeah,
we love you, Disney.
We gotta reference one of their movies, even if we just have to reference it in a positive way. It's kind of like Aladdin. Remember Aladdin and the genie? Remember that? That was great.
We have to hashtag one of the Disney movies, and the algorithm is going to be searching for pink T-shirts. If you're not having one, they won't monetize.
We're done. We should start with new streaming services. That's the future. Well, yeah, I mean, streaming services is the future. It's the present. It's actually the present. I mean, I find myself watching the best shit right now is on Netflix. I mean, there's nothing comes close. Everything that's great, and I think I like what Netflix does because yes, there's woke stuff on Netflix, but Netflix has a balance. I feel like they're not purposefully putting woke stuff. They're just allowing everyone to put whatever they want, and it just so happens that woke stuff gets put there. But at the same time, there's balance. There's other people, there's other things to watch as well. Whereas I think Hollywood is purposefully shoving, the agenda over, in your face over and over again to the point where you just want to take one of the, Harley Quinn's giant mallet and just smash your face every time you watch it. Wham! At the end of watching Birds of Prey, wham! Wham! Just keep hitting yourself.
Well, I think if they were smart, YouTube and Netflix would merge. Imagine if we had YouTube and Netflix merged together in one thing. Like Netflix and having us like being able to be integrated with Netflix. Like anyone starting a streaming service that's on the same platform as your movies that you're watching them all, like that would destroy, and they would destroy Disney if they did that. YouTube, and because this is the only place where you can actually have ads. There are no ads on Netflix. Anyway, that's just a thought. But
I think that a way that Netflix could actually go into the future was they can start making their own theaters, Netflix theaters, where you can subscribe. You subscribe to watching movies in the theaters, and it becomes like first come first serve, where you reserve it online or whatever. Maybe you can only have a certain amount of movies, a month or whatever, just so you don't hog it all up. But something like that where you pay, $10, $13, whatever, $20 a month, and you get to watch, 5 movies a month in the theater or something, one movie a week, something like that. I don't know how exactly it worked, but so they could move into that sort of realm and put their stuff on, specifically in the theater, and then after it finds itself on Netflix. But yeah, I think the theater is pretty much, and for two reasons. I think Hollywood is screwing it up, but I also think the prices and everything is also screwing up. It's expensive to go to a damn theater. Just think about DBS. How much does it cost you for your entire family to go to see a movie?
The entire family? That's like maybe $60-$70. Oh no, it'd be more than that. It'd be like over $80 to take the whole family. And
do you want to see and it's a crapshoot? Here you're paying like almost $100 to go with popcorn or whatever to go to a film, and you're not even guaranteed it's going to be actually not only not guaranteed, you probably got one in it's probably like a one in not even a, I would give it like a 30% chance that you're going to enjoy.
And the $80 is not even including, the $80 not even including the popcorn and soda and the Twizzlers.
That's why I always whenever I go to the theater, that's why I bring my own stuff. You bring your own sometimes I'll get popcorn, but bring your own drinks, because drinks are ridiculously overpriced. But yeah, that's just me. But I bring my own shit. I just haul my own stuff in there. But I just think that in general, I think that I think it all depends on what happens this year. This year is an incredibly important situation, because what happens? Did you guys see the Joe Rogan podcast? Did anyone watch that?
No.
So there's a Joe Rogan podcast where this guy is an all-knowing guy. He was boots on the ground during the SARS epidemic, during Mad Cow. Like, he knows his stuff as far as viruses are concerned. He said specifically, this is going to be 7 months. Okay. Wonder Woman 1984, it's scheduled for June. Warner Brothers is considering putting that on their new platform to launch their new streaming service. If Warner Brothers does that now, if they do that, that could change and flip everything. And we're talking, and this is what I was saying before, this is what I led the conversation with. Comic book industry tanking miserably right now. What does Marvel do? They release New Woke Warriors, right? So New Woke Warriors, which won't sell anything, and they're going to tank all the comic book shops are going to go out of business this year. All of them. All the ones that are left, those are gone. So those are all going to be gone. And my heart goes out to those guys, man. All those people who've done that, and even the SJWs who hate me. My heart goes out to you for trying to start your own comic shop. But the point is that that's going to tank. That's gone. That same year, if this happens and Wonder Woman 1984 releases on a streaming service, and it's Warner Brothers' new streaming service, if Warner Brothers makes a bunch of money from that, that could flip the entire industry, and we might not see theaters at all. Like, they might just tank.
Warner Brothers. See, the thing with streaming services, and even the films, something like Wonder Woman doesn't need to make money in the theater. Wonder Woman had, or that type of like a Marvel flick or something, or even Star Wars for that matter. They make a lot of money in toys. I mean, even George Lucas said most of the money he made wasn't in the actual movie theater box office. It was in toys.
Even in 2020?
2020, you're right. Probably not. But
nobody wants to buy a
you can make on shirt.
I'm talking about the current climate right now. Okay? Regular people right now do not want to. They're not going to buy toys. They're not going to buy comics. No one's going to buy stuff because we're going to enter a recession, and that's what people are saying. Whatever. I'm sorry. Cross your fingers. Whatever. Knock on wood. All that stuff. I'm sorry, everybody, but everybody, a lot of people are saying this. The guy on the Joe Rogan podcast said he knew a lot about what's going on. He said that he saw this happening 7 months. He's like, this is the beginning. This is not the middle. This is not like towards the end. This is the beginning. So it's going to get worse. It's going to get much worse, apparently, according to
like a new world order kind of plot.
So it's very, dude. It could, if this is all fake, man, we're all toast.
Mace Windu said, "I sense a plot from the New World Order to get rid of the Jedi in the movie theaters." like we did in the early '80s. We got rid of all the pussycat theaters.
I'm just saying,
the movie theaters that showed porn.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird though. It's so weird. We had this culture where, I mean, you guys in the United States especially have been fighting against closing the borders, right? Just this whole closing the borders, keeping, now, and then you had all this constant battle, against Trump and I'm going to build a wall and all that stuff. And everyone was, no, like open borders. We got to be friendly and nice. And it's the one world and everybody loves each other. Yippity doo dah day. The coronavirus comes in. Everyone slam that border shut, close it up, build that wall. We need a bigger wall. It's you can't. It's like flipped. It's kind of flipped over. You know what I mean? Where
if I had one wish, it would be to slap Nancy Pelosi in the face. She's been touting this whole thing for forever. Open borders, and then she's like, and then when the virus comes in, she's like, oh, Trump didn't act fast enough. Shut up, you stupid bitch.
Trump didn't build the wall fast enough.
Hey, Shanie, has anybody heard about like the children they have in those camps or whatever, those detention centers? Did they release them and send them back? Because if they catch corona,
I haven't heard anything.
I wonder what happened to those kids.
Like a good idea now. All the xenophobes.
It'd probably be better to send them back now because they catch corona. Those kids later on, they're gonna get money later on. You watch, they're gonna be able to sue later on because of this. They should send them back now because before they catch corona and they spread all in those facilities, the detention facilities.
Well, I mean, I've always thought, if we're gonna go conspiracy, if we're gonna get nuts, come on, let's get nuts. Right?
Yeah, let's go nuts.
Let's get nuts. Come on. So I was thinking like this whole thing with the trying to reduce the population of the world. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity. I mean, look. Okay, I've heard some weird stuff. So for instance,
I've always wanted to reduce the population of the world.
Sorry. This is Kissinger's wet dream right here. All these people dying off, killing.
Well, it's all the old people. They just want the oldies to go, right? It's all the old people that are dying off more than
everybody that has pre-existing condition.
Real quick, before we get too serious, really quickly, I just wanted to hail to Wookiee supremacy. He says, I don't eat popcorn. I'm brushing my teeth for an hour after that crap. It's so true.
Wookiee says, here we go. This is why I like Shanie streams.
Yeah, we start off crazy and then we get into the conspiracy stuff.
We start off crazier, then we get even crazier than that.
We started off with Arnold.
Yeah, we did. So Arnold in everything, and now we have. Well, I mean, there's been so many people talking about it, but like I really believe that. I mean, there could be something to it. I always thought that the Chinese were actually trying to eliminate their own population by starting this virus. I mean, they got cities with more population than Canada. I mean, how the hell do you live with a city that has more population than my entire country? It's insanity. I know it's like a cesspool of transmuting any kind of virus in something like that, but. My God, I mean,
all those little peckers going to work, man, and reproducing. There's peckers going faster than a sewing machine.
Millennials are calling coronavirus boomer remover. Yeah, wow. But you know what this is called? Creating more boomers. What do you think people are doing at home? This is going to create a whole new baby boom. Everyone's at home for months. What do you think everyone's going to be doing? They're going to be doing playing the game Skeletor was playing, remember?
I'm the weasel.
But I just have to say it one more time before we exit this conversation about theater. Sentinel and I are on the same page. He says I think the theater system is one step away from extinction, and I totally think that if this continues for the next like 6 months, if we're in a 6-month situation, the whole theater industry there's no way it will survive, and neither will the comics. It's just funny to see both of those things that I thought would completely outlast one another, or at least vice versa. They're going to tank together, and it's sad. It's a sad thing.
I disagree.
You think it'll survive? You think it'll survive?
No, not the way you know it. I think it's not going to survive the way we know it. I think Hollywood and the control Hollywood has is going to. That is what's going to die. But I think you're going to see. And this is, knock on wood, is my complete optimistic view of it. I think that eventually what we're going to see is we're going to see a rebirth in the movie industry, which is going to be sort of like more indie films,
lower budget
and more
indie films,
theaters opening up. And I think it's going to be more localized theaters, like where in more ground roots, like where it should have been in the first place. And I think that's what we're going to see. I hope to see, because I mean, think about it. You're going to have local, the big theaters are going to go under. You're going to have people still want to go to the theater. People still want to watch movies. It's just going to get cheaper. You're going to see desperate movie studios willing to take anything now. They're not going to charge ridiculous high prices for reels anymore.
Interesting.
And then you're going to see indie projects probably in small theaters, kind of like they did in the 70s. They had a lot of those in the 70s, and then probably create a different like a new boom in the movie industry, something more that maybe we haven't seen in a long time, and probably will rejuvenate the industry. And eventually it'll get corrupt again, because that's what will happen. It'll make money and then it'll get corrupt again. That's what I think. That's what I'm hoping. The only other thing that I could see happening is a new technology coming in that we don't know of that could save it. But like some kind of like maybe 3D, not 3D technology, but virtual reality technology or something.
Like the Riddler, where you have live streaming TV going straight to your brain.
I like that.
Yeah, what like Gen X rocks.
Yes, Gen X, man. Wookiee Gen X.
Yeah,
Damn it! I've lost my train of thought. I was going to say something and really. No. That reminds me of the millennial guy that can Google the millennial woke hero. He can Google really fast. His brain can Google. He's like instant tapping. I can Google really fast. And
what was his name? Hold on. His name is
Screen Time. Screen Time. So stupid. But no, so we're gonna make a bet right now. It's gonna be a non-dollar bet, but I bet that the movie industry will tank entirely and it won't flourish, because as long as you have CNN spewing the propaganda, let's be afraid of one another. Let's not the coronavirus. You're all gonna fucking die, like constantly 24/7 of that, which is what's going on right now on CNN right now. That's all they're doing. They're trying to get people to be terrified of one another. That's all they're doing. And so as a result, people are going to be terrified to go to the movie theater. And I think it's going to be gone. That's my prediction. All right. Anyway.
Hey, going back to the Marvel characters. Going back to the Marvel characters, I think it's a setup for April. It's an April Fool's prank.
You think so?
Yeah, and on April 1st, they're going to say, "No, it was just April Fool's on you guys for believing that we would bring out these weak ass characters."
They got people to talk about it. It's all over the fandom menace. They can't stop talking about these.
This is not the first time. This is not the first time they've done that in a comic book, where they had some big reveal, and then on April 1st they said, "Oh no, April Fools." I gotta go back and look for it. I'll try to send it to you on your DM.
Trailblazer is the best. How can you go wrong with a fat chick with a magic backpack and 12 inches side gap?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. She's got that gap because you rubbing her thighs together, start a fire.
There you go.
They had her in the trailer. They had her running, like sprinting ahead of everybody. No freaking way that she's sprinting not ahead or sprinting at all, unless there's a donut that she's sprinting for.
That gap is great. That gap is great because a lot of the breeze goes through and you get a nice whiff. It airs it out real nicely.
Apollo Patriot says she's my Walmart girl. That's
She's
funny.
a Walmart greeter.
She's my Walmart girl.
What an unoriginal power too. She got so somebody said, I forgot which there was a YouTuber that said this, that like her power is a backpack that could it basically it's like my closet. It goes into multiple dimensions, so she can pull anything out.
Yeah.
And like it was passed down from generation to generation. So what generation is passing down a backpack like for a
that's a
teenage girl?
That's a ripoff from Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat had a bag that he pulled stuff out of.
Oh. And was it random though? Because apparently she has no idea what she's gonna pull out next. It's literally random.
Like yeah, it's random. It's so
just
stupid.
Like, it's just like, oh, what do I have now? I guess I'm gonna use this.
Rubber duck. That'll help.
That's really stupid.
Whoopee cushion.
How about the power to throw sharp ice shurikens?
Shuriken.
I'm gonna throw a force field, but I can't put it on myself. But I can make sure that you're nestled in there.
Somebody pointed out that Snowflake has a bigger bulge, the girl, than Safe Space. She has a bigger bulge.
The best way to find the fat chick pussy is to flop her on the folds.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. City officials are extremely concerned about the level of violence that is taking place in Philadelphia. Okay, I'm done with that article.
That's on a normal day. I mean, Philadelphia.
Yeah, that happens all the time in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's just nuts. I'm scared of that.
That's a normal Friday night.
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised Detroit hasn't burned down because they like to set Detroit on fire a lot.
Yeah, every once in a while, Detroit needs a fire.
What is it? Because there's a name for it that night.
Devil's Night?
Yeah. Devil's Night.
They had, I mean, when I was a kid, they had Mischief Night, which was the night before Halloween. And that was when people, like cars would be busted up, like people's houses would be, vandalized. It's kind of the same type of thing.
My day, we were rowdy kids. We didn't have to wait to be for the world to end to cause trouble. We would cause trouble on a daily basis.
Yeah. Back in my day, we would throw eggs. We would, at people driving by, throw eggs and laugh.
Let's throw feces at monkeys.
I throw eggs at the prostitutes on the street and the bums laying on the sidewalk, and we're like, ha! We were bum fights before bum fights came out.
Well, in Toronto, we had this. There was this big thing here because I don't know. EB Games released this new game right today, and all these and the whole there was like they're telling everyone to stay indoors and they're closing malls and everything, and yet EB Games stayed open and they allowed a lineup of people around the block of fools who reserved the game to line up to go buy the game, and it was just like, and then the mayor is like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're trying to make everyone stay out of groups, and you create a massive crowd." It was just insane. And the fact that EB Games even stayed open was crazy because they're not supposed to. But I mean, there's no law saying you have to close.
Just a suggestion for now.
I'm not, and forgive me for my conspiracy theorist to come out. This is my alter ego, my conspiracy theorist version of myself.
I'm crazy now.
If the COVID-19 whatever, forgive me, I shouldn't even say that. If the stupid thing that's happening, the virus, if it's fake, this is a way to make everyone scared of one another. This is the way to separate everybody and dependent on the government. Okay.
But we were already in that. We were already there. I mean,
maybe, but it just makes it worse if that's the case. If it's a psyop to make us all terrified of one another, it's doing a pretty damn good job.
I've heard the psyop thing before, and I would be with you, but we already had H1N1. We already had the West Nile attempt. We already had, and those things failed. At least to get like swine flu. What was there before that? There's a whole bunch of them that came. Even SARS. Remember, I was in Toronto. SARS is the hub of that shit. Even like I said, I worked in the hospital where they were putting SARS patients. Where I worked, SARS in Toronto was one of the worst places hit, and it wasn't this bad. They didn't close the schools down. People didn't panic like this, and they could have, right? It could have been the same thing. I do think that they've gone overboard with the panic. I do think that. I obviously think that the problem is we have a system where the CNNs of the world are they have to look. They're clickbaiting. They do the same thing that YouTubers do. They have to. They clickbait to make money. So they have to push, like, even their tone. I was just even remarking to my wife today about the tone. Today, one more person died of the coronavirus, or but his tone was so alarming. It wasn't like normal where you could just be like, today and blah blah blah. It was this today from like to really get people like shake, like shucking, like it'd go nuts.
He's reading the teleprompter like a wrestler.
Yeah. Today, local comedian, we have a whole bunch of people dying of the coronavirus. Oh yeah. Just
oh yeah. It's
like that trucker guy. Remember that today on the coronavirus virus.
Monster trucks versus the coronavirus.
Macho Man. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. It's crazy. So, but you wanted to talk about, you wanted to bring up, you had a specific story about, there was a million things we could talk about. There's the technology about the Mandalorian. Did you see that thing about they're using new technology for the Mandalorian? So that's interesting. There's also that alien story that you had. Where do you want to go next?
Oh, the alien story. That's the next thing after this virus. I keep seeing articles about in April we're going to get visited by aliens, memes and stuff.
Yeah, that's a story I've been hearing too. People have actually it's actually conversation in water, like apparently in water cooler conversation now. People at work have been telling my like, this is weird stuff. Like they've been talking about this. And
what are they saying? What are they saying?
They're like talking about that that this is like that an alien race will reveal themselves soon. And like I said, this is water cooler talk at my wife's work. Like she works at an office building with girls, with women. It's not like, it's not a frat house or anything like that. She's literally, and it's just like she's coming me to tell me what they're talking about. And it's insane. I've never heard of it, but apparently this is something people are talking about, and it's interesting. Hey, like we said, maybe we don't know. Maybe the aliens started the whole coronavirus, just so that they can. If you want to go nuts, come on, let's get nuts. But I know how much you believe in aliens, Ben.
I think that if aliens reveal themselves, I think it'll be a government psyop. I think it's going to be a government-made machine that whatever alien that decides to reveal itself will be a government machine, man-made government machine that is, made to land somewhere, some drone, some probably made by what's his name? The guy who does SpaceX. What's his name?
Oh,
Elon Musk.
Elon.
So yeah. It's made by Elon Musk and SpaceX, and it's just well, that's my prediction. If something shows up and the whole world goes, "Oh my gosh, it's first contact," it'll be a government-made psyop. It's
like the moon landing, like a fake moon landing,
yep.
But it'll be aliens.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to bring this back to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wouldn't it be great if it was like the planet of Schwarzeneggers? We found out all along that he the whole time was an alien, and he just has a planet of nothing but Schwarzeneggers. And when we see
we mean you no harm. We mean
the White House, and then the thing opens. You just see all these like 15 Schwarzeneggers clones just walking out, going, "Hello there, How are you?
That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome.
We mean you no harm. We're here to grope the earth women.
Yeah. We're here to plunder.
We're
now
from Mars. We're from
Mars. You're easy picking.
We're from Mars, and we need women.
Give me your clothes now. Do it.
Shall we read some of these chats? Wookie says they're trying to crash the economy because the one thing that walkaway people are saying is that they're voting red because the economy is good, and they hate Trump more than they love America. Let's see.
China also wanted to destabilize the USA. They wanted to be the first superpower in the world, even it means they lose profit because they aren't financially powerful anymore. I think this hurts China more than it hurts anybody else, though. I mean, if anyone's taken a beating, public like politically, I think China's probably, or even economically, it's China. I don't see why China would do that. Not to say it isn't possible, because I mean, I think that anything is possible, but we don't know. My theory that humans observe the UFOs is too long. I hear that humans observe as UFOs is too long. I want to know more about that.
Dude, yeah. If that, yeah, I'm right with you. My Dixie wrecked. I'm right with you on that.
David Icke is right about too many things to dismiss stuff like that. Also, basically the lizard people. David Icke is a proponent of the reptilian race, and that the Queen of England and all the monarchies are secret reptilians. It's interesting because when you go to some African tribes who actually believe in that, and they'd have and we're talking about fourth world country people, like fourth world, they don't even have access to TV, nothing. And they talk about in their actual lore, they talk about reptilians and the same stuff that David Icke talked, which is interesting. And they also know where the dog star is, Sirius. They know where Sirius is, which is interesting how they could possibly know that. But anyway, just like They Live, the movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen that movie.
It's fantastic. It's actually it's a great movie because of its. I think it's timeless, and it's awesome. I think it's John Carpenter, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. But it's a classic. It's so good, and I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. If you have Amazon Prime,
have you seen the video of a military Navy jet chasing a UFO in the air? I don't know if I've seen that particular video. It's possible. Maybe we could pull it up. Can you send us the link?
What do you want me to get? Sorry.
No. Have you seen a video of a military Navy jet chasing a UFO in the air? Are we talking about the one that was on Joe Rogan? What was it called?
The Tic Tac.
Yeah, the Tic Tac. I'm not sure if he's talking about that one.
I've seen that, Apollo Patriot. If that's what you're talking, if you're referring to the Tic Tac, I've seen that.
That one,
and that's a whole interview and everything. I think that might be a government machine, or maybe just bullshit. I don't know, but it's possible. It would be amazing if it's real. If that was really a UFO, wow, amazing.
Well, here's the deal. It's hard for me to, because I'm the type of person that I'm willing to believe anything and anything, as long as there's I don't believe in anything, but I don't discount anything, right? I don't use the word believe often because the word believe means I have to believe something, but I like the word know. And since you can't know any of this stuff, everything for me is sort of like it could, in this category of it could be. And I'm pretty open-minded to all things. But the funny part is the way the world is right now, as far as the internet, the way information travels, the way people could lie, and the way people do lie. It's so hard to believe in anything, with your full might, because you're right. I mean, people, look, Amber Heard. I'm just taking Amber Heard now because I'm not even changing the subject, but Amber Heard just told a whole bunch of people that Johnny Depp beat her, that she was afraid for her life. everyone believed it, hook, line, and sinker. She cried. She put fake makeup on her face to make it look like she got smacked and beaten. And then she became a UN representative for battered wives, for battered women. And now it turns out that the whole thing was a hoax. It was a fake. And that's just one individual, crazy individual. So we think that, that in itself is a minor conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got caught, but if Johnny didn't have those recordings, no one would have believed him. Nobody would believe him if he didn't record those conversations. No one would have believed him.
Thank goodness for that.
So just think about how that one person, lies and has everyone believing them. Now think about a government who actually has, access to something like you said with the moon landing, access to Hollywood, access to maybe even technologies we don't know, like hologram technology. How the hell do we know? Isn't there a project where they have holograms? What's it called? It's Blue. Not Project Blue Book. Project. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. You guys know this stuff. Anyway, it's so easy to lie, and it's so easy to manipulate, and it's so easy for people to believe as well. So yeah, it's so hard. Even if you saw an alien, you'd still be like, it's fake. With your own eyes.
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, I probably would say the same thing. So really quick, I think I found the article that you're talking about, Apollo Patriot. He says the Navy jet chasing UFO. It pops up on YouTube. Okay, I didn't. So Blink 182 singer, what's his name? Tom DeLonge, whatever his name is. He reported something. Acknowledged the real unidentified objects by U.S. Navy. I'm trying to find the actual video. It'd be cool if we could find it. Do you know what we look up on YouTube? Navy jet chasing UFO. I'll look that up right now.
I think that is the one though. Maybe.
Did you find it already?
No, I wasn't looking. I thought you were looking. So
I've got it. I got you.
Thank you. Find your mouth. The alien of Elvis impersonators. Find your mouth. I think someone took DBS's voice. The alien came and we were talking about anal probing. Remember the aliens anal probing? with the lack of TP?
Yeah, lack of toilet paper.
Yes. There will be no anal probing. That'll be on. There's social distancing even with aliens. We're going to put a hold on the anal probing until we get this coronavirus under control. There's not enough TP going around. It's even affecting alien cultures because the last few anal probes haven't gone according to their plan. No one's wiping in Earth. What's going on here? It's throwing our readings right off the charts.
Oh my gosh.
And then Shah's butt. That's anal. That's their aliens. Remember Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, so did you watch the documentary? He improvised so much of that. He just improvised that. Isn't that it's so brilliant?
I believe that.
On the documentary that I saw that was on Netflix a little bit ago, it just shows him like he just walks up there just like, okay, just do your thing. And he just improvises like so much of that.
Wookie Supreme says hashtag Dingleberry defense. There'll be courses taught on how to prevent anal probing when they reveal themselves. You just don't wipe for a week. They'll lose interest really quick. We're helpless against this stink. It's called the brown eye defense. Did you pull it up?
Yeah, I've got a bunch up here if you want to
toss one up. Let's just watch them.
I don't know if this is this is CNN though, so I don't know if this is
CNN.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Get my screen share up here. Let's see, share audio. I have to do it every single time, god damn it. All right, so here we go. Let's just try this and see what happens. It's right there. So let us know if this is the one you're talking about, Apollo Patriot, if you're still there.
David Fravor still can't explain what he says he saw that day. November 2004, the Navy fighter pilot was on a training mission west of San Diego when he was ordered to check out something in the water not far away. On a clear day, over a smooth ocean, he saw the object, waves breaking over it, and says he saw something hovering above it.
It's randomly moving north, south, east, west, just random, just stopping, going the other direction, like you could do with a helicopter, but a little bit more abrupt. It looks like a 40-foot long Tic Tac with no wings.
Fravor says he and his 4-man team tracked the object for several minutes until it just disappeared. Tonight, CNN has learned the Pentagon had a secretive program to research UFOs like the one Fravor spotted. The project was called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, run by an official named Luis Elizondo.
I think this is a national security imperative. We have clear things that we do not understand how they work, operating in areas that we can't control.
A defense official tells CNN.
What happened?
It's just, I don't know. Just
at the end?
The program cost at least $22 million over 5 years before it was shut down in 2012. According to the New York Times and Politico, which first reported this story, tens of millions of dollars for the project were pushed through by former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Those publications say a lot of the money for the Pentagon UFO program went to a company called Bigelow Aerospace, run by a longtime friend of Reid's, Robert Bigelow, a big believer in UFOs. Public records.
Anyway, do you want to we can keep going if you want.
Show Bigelow contributed about $20,000 to Reid and his political action committee.
That campaign contributor got research contracts from this program. That just is a bad picture. It doesn't look good for anybody. It's hard to imagine that something that came about that way and profited somebody who pushed for the program was a good use of taxpayer money.
A Pentagon spokesman, in fact, told CNN the program was shuttered because there were, quote, other higher priority issues that merited funding.
It's definitely crazy to spend $22 million to research UFOs. Pilots are always going to see things that they can't identify, and we should probably look into them. But to identify them as UFOs, to target UFOs to research, that is not the priority we have as a national.
No, you're right. We should
right now.
But pilots like
figure out what genders to have. That's where we should spend that money on how many genders we need to have. We should research on how to gender these aliens. And the problem isn't that we have aliens; it's that we don't know their genders. We got to know what their genders are when they land, because that's really what's important here.
We don't want to misgender them.
We got to learn how to classify these UFOs.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if is that the one.
I think that's the one. I think
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that was the one they were saying.
That's the Tic Tac one. That was the one that was on.
Joe Rogan. That's the one that's popular. Yeah. Which is suspicious because the UFO, like they've never, every time a UFO or somebody finds like a military person sees a UFO, they confiscate the tape. Like there's how many stories have you seen where they say, "Oh, I saw this," and then they confiscated the tape, and then I never saw it again. The fact that they released this and the timing of it is just what makes it extremely suspicious. In whatever conspiracy you want, like it's just somehow an SJW alien heard you, Shane, and is getting triggered. I'm getting nasty comments as we speak from the. They're getting ready to anal probe me, but except for the fact that it would be considered, what do you call it? Well, it doesn't conform to social distancing for one, and definitely would be considered rape. So they definitely wouldn't do that.
So just so you guys know that, and this is exactly specifically relevant to what we were talking about. So Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers has a prediction, and his prediction is that Rosario Dawson will actually get canceled. Like she will not be, because of this attack, because of this, she's transphobic. Ugh! And so she will be taken out. Like they either won't have Ahsoka in the show or they'll recast her. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you guys think she'll actually make it? Will she stay or no? All right, who cares?
No, I mean, I don't know what to say about that because
Yeah.
I don't. If she had actually done something really horrible, I think maybe not. But I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see this little microcosm, small little nothing amount of. I don't think that's gonna. If Disney or whoever wants to put Rosario Dawson in that, I don't think this is gonna stop it. Just because I don't. It's like I just don't. It's what 1% of the population. Like it's not even that big.
But they've been bowing to them before. Look what they've done so far. I think that it's very possible that they can do it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't put anything past them now. Anything's possible. I just don't buy. I don't think they will. I mean, if their heart is set on her, I think they're going to go with her. That's what I think.
Anyway,
Earth is the only planet within the light years that has liquid water. These organisms probably have to come to Earth to spawn, and the reason is to grow because there is no light in the deep ocean. So we're like the oasis in the universe.
And I saw My Dixie Rex earlier. They said My Dixie Rex said that they think that UFOs are actually living organisms. So that's interesting.
Have you watched the new episode of Clone Wars? Rosario Dawson is going to be a travesty. So apparently he's not that Wookiee supremacy isn't very enthused about the. I don't know. I haven't watched the new Clone Wars. I have to admit, I'm not up to snuff. I'm not to speed on it.
Well, DBS and I did a review with K-Log last night about it. I mean, and we all talked about that. I mean, Rosario Dawson.
Shanie, can you share my screen?
Rosario Dawson is kind of an overrated anyway. That's my opinion. I think she's overrated. I don't think she doesn't even look like Ahsoka.
I mean, I would thought Ahsoka should have been younger. I mean, my whole opinion is Ahsoka should be a young person. That's what I think.
Well, she was like a teenager. She was like a teenager or a young person in.
Oops.
I don't know how many years. Let's find out how old Ahsoka is in Return of the Jedi.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked off Ben. When you put the thing to share, for some reason it swapped the two. So when I went to click to put it up, I clicked off Ben. So Ben
I'll come back to this.
Can you hear me, Ben? Are you there? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I can't hear you, Ben. The aliens. Ben.
He's messed. You made him.
He's gone.
Hey,
put him back. Ben.
Can you hear me?
Ben.
Can you hear me?
Come back to me, Ben. Benjamin.
Check
Ben?
1 2.
Okay, we lost him. He's gone for good, guys.
You guys can't hear me?
I can't hear you, Ben. I think we screwed up.
Hey, Ben, can you hear me?
Check 1. I can hear you guys.
While we're doing that, so what did you post there, DBS?
Hold on. DBS
Kathleen
can
Kennedy
hear me.
Rumored to be ruining The Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Is that yeah? What's the deal with that?
That's canon.
Am I the only one here with volume?
Yeah.
I think everybody's gone but me.
You muted Ben or something.
Hang on. He's gone. DBS, are you gone?
No, I'm here. And now I'm the only one here. Here you go. Hi, Shanie.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I think everybody got lost.
You made
DBS,
Ben.
can you? No, I can't hear him. I
You
don't
can't
know
hear.
what's going on with the volume. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yes.
So it's my audio that's gone. Hang on.
It has something to do with your stuff. Check. Today on the DBS show, we're going to discuss Rosario Dawson. Hey, Ben
Check 1 2.
Hameen.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Shane? Shane, can you hear me?
Shanie.
I can't hear you guys, so I have to fix my audio. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with my speaker.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what is happening here.
I mean, we could just call it, or I don't know.
It's your volume.
I may have to restart my computer.
Oh shit.
Okay. Well, can you share?
You guys hear each other?
What? You can't hear me, so.
Oh, I'm gonna type something in the chat.
What's the private chat?
Private chat.
So DBS, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so let's tell Shane that we will show the article while he restarts his computer.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the private chat. Restart your.
But show your article first, so that because Shane has to allow it.
Oh, he has to share. Okay, yeah.
So share
Kathleen. God damn it. Here we go. Let's see.
Shane's frozen.
Share.
I think we're stuck, man. Because he's gone now, so we have to read it. I mean, I could just read it. We could just read the article without sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name? Unless, do you want to read it?
Kathleen, no, go ahead.
What's the name of it? What's the name of the website?
Website? I googled it. It's let's see. Website
Ruining Mandalorian.
We got this covered by.
Yeah.
We got this covered.com.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Kathleen Kennedy. So is anybody still here? Live comments. Thanks, everybody. Sentinel says, no.
Yeah, that's what happens when you talk about aliens. They'll come and abduct you.
Yeah.
They'll censor you.
Let's see. Wookie says they're going to make her gay with a girlfriend and the pile of shit on her head. Exactly. Yep.
The aliens are probing Shanie as we speak. They're going knuckle deep. 2 fingers knuckle deep in Shanie right now.
Yeah. But it's starting on November 12th, which is when season 2 is going to come in. I think they'll have Ahsoka maybe in 1 or 2 episodes if they do have Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so here we go. Kathleen Kennedy rumored to be ruining The Mandalorian season 2. This is speculation. This is rumor. This is from We've Got This Covered, which has pretty much been 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm.
The crushing disappointment of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was somewhat tempered by The Mandalorian being so amazing. I beg to differ that it wasn't amazing. It was just okay. Shane, can you hear us?
I still can't hear you guys.
Gosh darn it.
Hello.
By stripping Star Wars back to the basics and essentially treating it like a Western, Jon Favreau served up a compact, entertaining, and fresh perspective on a galaxy far, far away, as well as a bona fide pop culture phenomenon in Baby Yoda. That's a little, it's very well written, very well constructed article, but way too flattering for what The Mandalorian was, in my personal opinion. One thing that was especially refreshing was that the show maintained a small scale and stayed far away from the tangled mythology of the movies. Shanie, are you still there? I mean, Beavis, Butthead? No? Gosh darn it.
Can you hear me? Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't think they can hear me. Try again, dumbass. If you guys can hear us, tell us some TP. Damn it, I need TP for my bunghole. My bunghole goes without TP. I go, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
So were you recently abducted and probed, Beavis?
Yeah, my butthole hurts,
Yeah. Alien finger went so deep it came out his mouth.
I think the alien went so deep into my butthole that it came out of Beavis's mouth. Yeah. It was gross. Yeah.
And somehow wasn't Baby Yoda involved in some of all this? Wasn't Baby Yoda somehow in the room watching or something? Wasn't he filming you guys?
I think Baby Yoda was gonna fourth choke my chicken. Uh, yeah, he was gonna fourth choke your chicken. Because he's like really small,
Was Baby Yoda manipulating other plush toys to, sexually assault you while this was all happening?
But Beavis was being sexually assaulted by his plush toy. Shut up, Beavis! Damn it! I told you not to tell anyone that. Damn it! I'm gonna kick your ass. He got jizz all over it. No, damn it! Why would you say that? I'm gonna kick your ass, fart mucker. Bunghole. You dumbass.
So what do you think of the Mandalorian? Okay, you're not.
I'm back.
Okay. Can you hear us? Okay. Can you hear us? All right.
Yeah.
So we're just reading the article. Do you want me to continue, or do you want to?
No, go ahead. Read the
Okay.
article.
So the crushing disappointment of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was okay. So the crushing disappointment of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was somewhat tempered by the Mandalorian being so amazing. I read that already, but the rumor mill is currently spinning a tale of drama during the Mandalorian's second season. YouTuber Doomcock. Sigh. People are so stupid. It's like, I guess they just hate Doomcock. It's so funny how they just hate Doomcock so much because he always. I know why they hate Doomcock, because Doomcock always gets the worm before they do. Because he's the early bird. Doomcock is claiming that Kathleen Kennedy is eager to tie the show directly to The Rise of Skywalker and use it to fill in the film's many plot holes. Yeah, so they need to just distance themselves. They need to socially distance themselves from The Rise of Skywalker. We need to make a meme of that somehow, like the Mandalorian socially distancing himself because of the outbreak of the awfulness of The Rise of Skywalker. Okay, so this would mean that
Rex got kicked off of Doomcock. Were you like what? Why was it like too rough or something? What happened? Hey, Michael Stark, we were talking aliens. Oh, I guess you were there because you knew someone had kidnapped me. Yeah, I got kidnapped by Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis is from Jupiter. Butthead is from Uranus. Sorry. And they both came independently and met each other halfway, and then they joined together.
They're
and
the
came,
aliens.
yeah, and then they came and abducted you, and then
if they're the aliens.
Somehow they involved Baby Yoda, and it was an orgy, and they filmed it all. It was great.
Orgy with Baby Yoda choking his chicken.
Okay, so this would mean that these upcoming episodes. This would mean that the upcoming episodes would explain how Palpatine survived. That he was doing what he was doing on Exegol, the various clone Snokes he had lying about, and so on. Kennedy is also reportedly eager to make Baby Yoda literally a reborn form of Yoda himself, and Favreau and Dave Filoni are battling against her to stop this. I would love to see, if this was real, if this was really happening, I would love to see the arguments between Filoni, Favreau, and Kennedy. This trio that's the trio of terror. We're the trio of terror, but that's the trio. That would be hilarious to see. That would just be hilarious to see.
I want to get a big mud pit and just break them all into little bikinis, like actual bikinis. Even the guys are wearing not just bikini bottoms, but both two-piece bikinis. Mud them all up. Just toss mud all over them. Just get them all muddy, and just say whoever wins gets to control Star Wars, and just film that.
Well, so it would need to be Kathleen Kennedy, and then not Bob Iger, but Bob Chapek. Not Bob Chapek. He's a dork. They're all dorks. They don't deserve any of that shit.
The whole Doomcock stream was him singing and talking like a chipmunk.
Interesting.
Was he high? I mean, I could see me doing that, but Doomcock.
Doomcock does many voices. He does many. He has.
Yeah, I know he's sort of a voice guy too, but I've heard his Hank Hill.
I bet you he doesn't do as many voices as you, though, Shane. It's like literally you are like the real deal, and
I'm a freak of nature. That's what everyone calls me at home.
Well, you're a freak of nature who's incredibly talented. Yeah, that's pretty silly.
Thank you. You son of a bitch. That's my Jim Carrey coming out. Hello there. I'm super freaky.
Your phone number still 911? All righty then.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Absolutely love that.
My favorite part from that movie was, I'm ready to go in, coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot writing on it, but it's all psychological. I just got to keep in a positive frame of mind. I'm going to complete a button hook pattern super slow-mo. Now let's see that in instant replay. I'm back, guys. You thought Doomcock was weird. Singing like a chimcuck?
Chimcuck? Chimcuck?
I'm talking in reverse. I'm talking in reverse.
That's one of my favorite scenes of that movie. It's him doing the backwards. That's so good. So good. So do you think they're going to actually do that? What do you think? Do you think they're going to actually put in Palpatine stuff? Of course not. It's like somehow that's not going to make it, even though Kathleen Palpatine wants to do it. So
I really hope they don't, man.
Yeah,
I really hope they don't.
Yep.
Yes, I know Brock Baker. I know his stuff. A lot of people brought him up to me. Check out Brock Baker. He does voices too. Every time there's a voice guy, they say, you got to check him out. Like we're supposed to know each other.
Right. Because it's like you're direct competition with one another, actually. So
not even like I actually admire other voice people. Like that's the one thing I've always done in my life is I've actually really admired other voice actors because I think that they're like I know like what it takes to be one and actually people just like they usually just think, hey, they'll just say, you do this voice, but they don't realize you actually have to learn the voice. You can't just do it. It's something you actually have to learn.
You should do live streams on Twitter. So that's what James Arnold Taylor does. He does live streams on Twitter. And he's like in the recording booth and he's just recording his voice. So you should just do like whole scene, just do like a minute scene of one character, a Beetlejuice or someone, just live stream it on Twitter and then just do it and embed the video on Twitter. See what happens. You probably get a ton
just live stream me doing like Beetlejuice. I think those are the most. Like just do something weird.
Like a whole scene.
Of
him.
I used to
like a whole like a minute like a minute long scene, like just a minute. A minute 45 seconds to a minute tops. And then just do that and see what happens.
Yeah, I should do that on Instagram actually. I actually have scenes that I've done with multiple people on Instagram. But anyway, back to the topic. Let's get off of this Shanie.
Well, there's always more. I mean, there's always the thing that came up in the last stream that we talked about. We talked about how funny it would be that if George Lucas purchased, because the stocks for Disney are going so low in price that we had a joke where what if George Lucas could purchase Disney? So anyway, that was the last thing we talked about last time.
The guy who does the voices, who does the guy who does the voice, or the guy who does the George Lucas, the parody of George Lucas. What's his name? It'd be funny if he did a video on that. I really love that guy. I love that guy.
He's good.
See, I really appreciate other people who do things like that. Michael starts. I love the scene where he farted out where he found out that the detective kissed the guy. Oh yeah, Finkel and Einhorn and Finkel. And then they had the crying game music.
The crying game whole thing.
I know there.
And that would just not be accepted now. It just would not be accepted.
He found out that the size of the perpetrator's dick and became insanely jealous. I love that one.
That was really great.
Now kiss and make up.
I love that.
Oh shoot, I'm awake for Shanie Live. Hey, you are awake, Fatal. Thanks for joining. It's like your first time, I think, on one of my live streams, bud.
Well,
by
being
the
that
way,
he's
we're gonna have to do a reach around protocol. So if everybody has to do the look at everyone and just subscribe to everybody's channel, because Death by Saber, me, Wookie. If you go check out everybody's channel and everybody's Instagram, or sorry, everybody's Twitter accounts. Fatal J, check him out. I'll probably be on his channel tomorrow, or Skeletor will. I don't know. Anyway, guys, sorry. Go on.
Oh, I mean, we're an hour and 50 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. And now you show up. Good one. Way to go, bro. You hurt my feelings. No.
Well, no, I mean, like our last joke. I mean, the last joke in our last stream, which I thought was really funny, and would be really awesome to see if George Lucas, because all of the all the shares of Disney are plummeting. It'd be great if George Lucas could just afford to buy Disney back, and so he buys all of Disney. Be just perfect poetic justice. He just buys Disney back.
His plan all along. He knew it was going to fail the whole time.
Yeah.
and then like he just was waiting for it to collapse, and then he was going to buy it when its stock is at its lowest. Buy it back, and then not only does he buy Disney, he buys Disney, he gets Fox, he gets Marvel,
just gets everything.
Everything.
That would actually be really funny. Then he makes Kathleen just like, I don't know. He makes her serve drinks again. He just demotes Kathleen Kennedy back down to like a waitress.
The person in the toilet that gives you your soap.
She's a man. Kathleen Kennedy's finds her new career in serving drinks again and cleaning.
Ha ha! Very funny, motherfuckers. I heard what you were saying about my goddamn company. No goddamn way is George Lucas gonna buy my goddamn company. Y'all bitches think, what the? Get this out of my face. God damn it. No way. I'll be dead in the grave if I ever sell my company to that fatso. Double chin.
So do you think? So did Bob Iger know what's going on with that, Mickey? Did Bob Iger know about all this? Did he know about this epidemic that would happen? And that's why he got the help.
Yeah, he was on the ground floor. He knew the shit was going down. He got off the Titanic before he went down. That's what he did.
Was he throwing this stuff out of a helicopter on all of us? Was he shooting it out of a helicopter on all of us?
No, to be honest, Bob Iger's clueless. He was just tired. He wanted to go home and sleep. He was sick and tired of listening to Kathleen Kennedy nag him to death. Blah, 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 blah. That's all she does. She was just, I'm going home. I'm tired of this shit.
Okay, so
how's it going, bud? The Clone Wars characters always look creepy to me. Yeah, they kind of do. Not really up to Disney snuff. Death by Saber's in the camp. I think he's stuck in there because he has no goddamn teepee. That happened to me yesterday.
What color is your teepee? What color is
my
your
teepee?
Yes.
Oh, I got the rainbow colored teepee.
Because many.
I don't want you to think just because I got rainbow colored teepee that says anything about me being homophobic. It just so happened to have a sale on rainbow teepee. But people are going to be like, oh, rainbow teepee, and he's wiping his ass, therefore he's homophobic. Well, that's not true.
So Minnie makes you get the rainbow colored one, or do you actually
buy all the TP and the tampons?
Where do you get your TP from now that you virtually can't get it anywhere? Where do you get it? Do you have a special outlet? You have a special avenue to get those to get that toilet paper from?
Man, if I tell you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
I got like a sweatshop of a whole bunch of people making TP just for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although I shouldn't have told you that. Whatever. Who the hell cares? Nobody's watching this. Shanie's got no views. You're an asshole.
Since there's a shortage of masks in the country, there's a shortage of face masks in the country. I assume that you're making more masks for everybody, right? Is that what?
Hey, I got Disney masks ready to go. I got all the Mandalorian masks and Baby Yoda masks. They're all ready to go at the Disney store. The problem is, all the Disney stores are closed. Oh, didn't think that one through.
So naturally, you have to just convert all those masks into toilet paper, right? Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, well, we got a whole carton of, we got crates of this stuff. My mousy turds don't really require all that much toilet paper. Maybe one ply at the most. One square. And Minnie, she can't spare a square.
So do you have one of those secret bunkers, Mickey? Do you have one of those secret bunkers in Australia that they've been talking about?
Australia? Why would I put a secret bunker there? I don't like to swim.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently
bunker's underneath the mountain. We have underneath. That's where we have our. That's where we have our secret bunker. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I was just here to say hi. I heard you guys talking some crap. But anyway, I'll see you later.
Next time you wipe, think of me, Mickey.
I will. Every time.
You can't say something bad about Mickey's company. Every time we do, Mickey always gets involved. I don't know how he knows. He hears it. He hears things, and then he infiltrates. He's a dick. Every time it's like every time he's got some sixth sense that he comes out of my closet and starts talking shit. Whenever he hears my us talking crap about him. What happened to DBS? Did he fall in the toilet?
He's talking about angry Anakin face while he's trying to push out a stool. So apparently that's what's going on there. Next time we do Mickey, we got to do me talking to you and you as Mickey, but Minnie's trying to get you to pander to SJWs, and you're not wanting to. Next time we'll do that.
All right. Anyway, it's in 2 hours. Yeah. I think it's time to head out, guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Let me give the old reach around here to everybody who showed up. Thank you to the Sentinel. Thank you to Wookiee Supremacy. Thank you to Michael Stark. Thank you to Fatal J. Thank you to my Dixie Wrecked. Thank you to Apollo Patriot. Who else? Thank you to Death by Saber in the Toilet. Thank you to who else
Be sure to subscribe to my channel.
Oh, Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for coming. Yeah, subscribe to everybody's channel, guys. Subscribe to DBS. He get
protocol.
Subscribe to this man down below on the base. He's amazing. He's what brings us all. He's the peanut butter in our peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm just lucky to hang out with such brilliant people. Just lucky.
Oh, shut up. And guys, thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry I was away for so long, but I'm back, and I'll be more regular than DBS was during this live stream.
The Domino's pizza.
Here, blame the Domino's pizza. Blame the pepperoni.
It was the Dr. Pepper I drank.
You chugged the whole bottle. All right, guys. So thank you guys for coming in, and I'll see you guys later.
Have a great night, everybody. Take care, guys.